What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt. Still, today is Wednesday, Hump Day, baby. August 31st, 2022. On deck for today's show, we recap last night's Hard Knock episode, and we go over the final roster cuts by the Detroit Lions to get them to the 53-man required roster. Man, whew. But before we get into all that, y'all know I got to bring in the rest of the crew for the show. It's Wednesday. This day was named after him for a different reason. It's a hump day with my man, LL Cool Toys. What's going on, my guy?
Because I got a humpback or something? I don't know. But it was Prowl Nation and good morning.
You know the deal, man. Stop playing. And you know what it is, man. It's the boxy pride of Jackson, Michigan, man. It is my man. It is who?
It's the Wolverine, Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fam?
Hey, let's get this thing started
right now.
Let go.
Detroit Lions talk, baby.
Welcome back to the show, people, man. And now y'all did, I just gave him a good introduction. I got to keep it rolling, man. Going through the fog. Man, the high player from the Himalayas, man. Big Guapo from the Yak. Y'all hear the name? LL. My man, LL Couture. Step to the mic and talk about last night's Hard Knock episode, my man.
All right. Well, we're going to take a brief look into last night's episode 4 of Hard Knocks with the Detroit Lions. It started out with a recap, whatever, but then we got to see inside that room, inside the process, like the beginning stages of the process. And I didn't realize that was before the last preseason game. Like I kind of thought that just because of how recent we are in things, I wasn't thinking that this was being done before the last preseason game, but it makes sense because, you got to line it up, just to see what you want to see. And, I guess some guys prove some things, good or bad in that game. But they kind of focused in on, they were kind of making reference to one player. In my head, I kind of think they was talking about Jared Davis, but I'm not sure. And, if y'all want to, down in the comments or, y'all two, Curt or Mike, let me know who y'all think they were talking about.
Tim Boyle.
But, no, because they were sounding like they didn't want to do it, so I don't think it was Tim Boyle.
Oh, okay.
but next we got the chance to look into that player ran practice. We got to see Dan Campbell came out, told the guys what it was going to be, and we got to see that firsthand. I really like to see the guys playing, calling plays. Tim. What was pretty funny because Tim Boyle dialed up a pretty good play. He was pretty enthusiastic about it. And then, we'll find out what happened to him a little bit later in the show. But
maybe he needs a coach, man. Hey, those who can't coach. Sometimes. Hey, maybe.
True.
Maybe. But we got to see Mark Brunell talking about Jared Goff, or I guess his expectations for Jared Goff. He's saying he's excited about him. Or excited for him. And one thing that stuck out to me that he said he likes what he's doing with and he likes who he's doing it with. That's great for a quarterback.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing, it sure better be Mark Brunell, goddammit, because ain't no excuses this year, but I like hearing that. I like hearing that. It kind of goes along with what we all think, you know what I'm saying? That's what was being said last year. He needs to be confident. Okay, whatever. I talked a lot of shit, but okay, if you need to be confident, you're confident this year, so let's see what you can do. One thing, there's another really, really dope thing about Jared Goff, all jokes and hate aside, he partners with kids from the city for his clothing line. That was pretty dope. He better be paying them young men and women, though. That's one thing, goddammit, Jared Goff. But next up, we got to see Aaron Glenn, just talking to the defense after that, or about the Indianapolis game, about those practices and everything. Just saying that ain't good enough. It ain't good. Said a whole lot of things that need to be said, probably. I think they responded pretty well though in that Pittsburgh game. One thing, we got to see we got to see a lot of them talking about different players, because of course we're coming out of the cut, but we got to see what their thoughts about Craig Reynolds, and I'm really, really happy for him. Because when I forget who it was, but one of them said he's everything he represents. I thought that was dope. I thought that was.
I think it was
like
Ben.
the best
I think it was Ben Johnson said that. I think Ben Johnson said
that. Yeah. But I think that's probably the best compliment that a guy could get on a team. So then we got the they showed some other things. They showed my man when they were he was making references to like the teammates, like how things is about. It's not so much about what happens, it's about how you respond to it. And they showed my man with the stretching band, he got popped a little bit. I know I feel
that shit hurt.
And I don't, who was that? Was that Pimpleton? I couldn't
no, that was Jabbar Jefferson got popped with the band. It was Jabbar Jefferson.
I couldn't tell who it was.
I didn't got popped one of the bands before them. That shit hurts.
I ain't never got popped one of the bands, but I know it's pain. One time, this long time ago, I was working and we was moving locker section. And I was pulling one out the truck and the door was facing down. So the door swung out, got me. And man, oh man, that's probably the worst. That's some of the worst pain I've ever had in my life. But they gave Khalil Pimpleton a little segment, showed him with the juggling master. And I thought like, damn, I guess I could say, is that why they cut him? Because, he a juggler and then he can't catch. So I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. But about popular things nowadays around the city and then around the area. I mean, it is messed up to me, but we got to see Food Truck Day. I think that's really nice. I really think it's impressive that Aleem McNeil is that big and didn't know what oxtails were. So he been eating good, but he ain't been eating the right stuff. So if he starts doing that stuff, he might turn into a whole different monster.
And he down here in the South. I don't understand it. He's from he's from out there in Raleigh area. Like, how the hell you don't know?
Maybe everybody.
Are? Yeah.
Maybe it ain't a delicacy in every household. Who knows? But we got to see we got a taste of one of the AG's pregame speech, and I think they played just like their speech. He said, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna stop them, and we're gonna, the game looked like how that speech went. Like it kind of embodied that speech. I thought that was really dope. And what that really shows to me is that the players is just there's a connection there. There's a parallel from practice from coaching to practice, or however you want to look at it, to own the field. We can see it kind of like the trickle down, as we've heard even on the show. A huge thing, another thing that I like, another compliment. Ben Johnson was speaking, and he said, it just casually, he was like, Saint said, yeah. I forget exactly what he was talking about. But I thought that was dope because, he's referencing, like, he's making an adjustment to the game plan based off what Amon-Ra St. Brown said. And I think maybe, at least that in my head, I kind of see him now as a leader in that roster, in that wide receiver room. Mm-hmm. But they were we got to see the Gospel of Grit. I thought that was hilarious. I like it. Gospel of Grit. Somebody need to put that on the shirt. Mm-hmm. They showed the longest, and they said this was the longest practice of camp. I seen just one thing that I noticed about it stuck out to me. Taylor Decker is a huge person, man. Aiden Hutchinson is big, but they were showing him like locked up with Aiden Hutchinson. And he really big. Golly,
Decker's a mountain.
I didn't think he was a small dude, but I guess I just never really realized just how big he was. We got to look at the Rodrigo family. They all kind of look the same. They all may got the same attitude. So that, I like the fact we're getting to see family. I think that's a theme of this because, one pride, family, all of that good stuff. So then, of course, like, we all know we got to see game footage of the Steelers game. We already seen that. We've been through all of that. We got to see some of the ups. We got to see some of the downs. I did like Dan Campbell, like some of the giggles, like when you see certain things, them good giggles, it's like, you can see the wheel spinning in his head. And then he said one thing, he was like, I think we got a defense, gentlemen. I like hearing that, even though our defense didn't necessarily play the best in that game, but,
the ones played good, though. But the ones played good.
Especially the front seven. So I'm not saying that he didn't, that he wasn't speaking about, what I'm trying to say, but I thought that was really dope. With y'all's friend, Tim Boyle out there, he was a couple of what the fuck. He seemed really upset about it.
We were upset with him.
What did he say? He said that one game he saw 3 what the fucks and 2 bullshits.
Yeah.
That's Tim Boyle all day.
And then and how we get to see almost like a Marvel post-credit scene, like while the credits are running. We got to hear Dan Campbell talking about him not washing his ass. So if I can offer any piece of advice to Dan Campbell, of course he doesn't need no advice, but this one he probably does. Wash your ass, man. You gotta be. I don't think nobody in that locker room is gonna play for you as hard as they need to because you stand.
I think he was playing, man.
Probably,
I don't think his wife gonna allow him to come home like and not wash his ass. Women are very particular about that.
I understand that. Well, I kind of figured it was, him just saying things, but you never know. It was reports coming out a while ago that, people didn't wash their legs and stuff in the shower. So I don't know. You never really know. Nothing really shocking nowadays. But those were my observations from last night's episode 4 of Hard Knocks. Guys, Mike and Curt, tell me what you got on.
Well, that was a lot of fun, exciting moments for me, man. And Aaron Glenn ripping the defense a new one. Poor performance and poor performance. He was big mad. Like he was so mad he didn't even talk to Ben Johnson after the parallel practice. Somehow they ripped us a new one. I like that competitive nature. Like you don't even talk to your other coach on the other side of the ball on your team because you that pissed off and you got that big of a chip on your shoulder. You want to go out there and show him up the next practice. Ben Johnson even said it. They're alpha blood against us coming up in this practice. So he didn't do it. But I like that competitive nature. I want the whole team to be like that. Everyone needs to have that competitive nature, that competitive drive to be like, we ain't gonna lay down, we're gonna fight, we're gonna scrap. And even if we have something that we make mistakes on, we're gonna turn it around and come back and we're gonna fix it and we're gonna get out there and go get after it. I love seeing Craig Reynolds, man, and his pops, man. I had a few interactions with Coach Reynolds on Twitter. He liked a couple of my tweets and that. Couple things, man. I think he's a solid dude, man. He loves his son. When he told Craig that he was proud of him for making the young fan's birthday special by giving him the towel, it made me think of my pops being proud of me and me being proud of my own son. So like, that type of love, I'm saying, between the father and the son and, being that proud parent. The collective process by the coaching staff is incredible, man. Most times you see a Hard Knocks, man, you see a GM and the head coach or, maybe a coach here and there deciding who makes the team, but it was a complete collaborative effort by a team. You don't see that often where you see you got the scouting guys in there, you got the coaches in there, everybody's in there. Part of the process, of course, we know Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes make the final decision, but to get the input from everyone like that, I like that total team effort. That shows you how much this team is structured differently and how they go about their business in a different type of manner. I can see how Blau beat out Boyle, man. He showed more heart in that game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. He showed more heart. He did what he needed to do, moving things with his Tim Boyle gave it away. Like he gave his job away. Throwing an interception, just the way he played. Yeah, he gave his spot away, and David Blau took it. I mean, he gave it to him and he took it. You know what I'm saying? Because he stepped up and made some plays with his feet, improvising. He just showed that he wanted it more than Tim Boyle. All right. I think one of the most pivotal moments that I saw, and I'm gonna got a couple things here. I think I'm gonna end it with that. Or at least that's 2 points. Dan Campbell on the bus crying because he had to cut guys. Think about this, man. Like, for a head coach, you want a head coach. Dan Campbell cares about winning. He cares about the game of football. But as a head coach, he cares about his players as human beings. And you gotta love that in your coach, man. He cares about them. He knows, and he's been there. He's been on that, on that bubble of a roster, and and he's been there, and he knows that these guys have gave it their all. And he knows that the dream of football for some guys are going to end right now. And it's going to end like it ended yesterday. Like some of these guys will never play football again. Some will be on practice squad, some will get claimed to go to other teams or whatever, off waivers or sign another contract somewhere else. But some guys will never suit up at the highest level of football ever again. So I think he knows that, man. And this kind of piggyback, this is the first time we've seen Jared Goff featured on Hard Knocks. Like we didn't see him like featured. Like he was finally featured and you saw what he did in the community, man. And one thing, man, about Jared Goff, seeing him in the community is good, but like he's leads by doing, you know what I'm saying? Like no fanfare, just a genuine effort to help others is a sign of a good lead. Like we didn't even know, like He's been doing this for months. Who knew he had teens helping him out in his clothing line?
Right.
Or what? I haven't heard him, say, I know he does stuff in the community because there are like blurbs and stuff like that, him doing stuff, but you never see it because he's just out there doing, like, it's not about the recognition. It's just about doing and helping other people out, man. So I like that in leadership. So big shout out to Jared Goff, man, doing that thing. Little man asking to be his best man. That was pretty funny. And Craig Reynolds.
Smart.
Yeah. And Craig Reynolds, man, I've never put icy hots on my nuts, man, but I messed around and put some Gold Bond. Don't want to do that, man. That's like putting your nuts in the refrigerator. You don't want to do that now. But all in all, I have fun watching Hard Knocks last night. What you got, Coach Mike?
Just David Blau stuck out to me after that late hit in the fourth quarter. I think, maybe it wasn't in the fourth quarter. It was after that late hit that he stuck in the game, and it showed me some of that Matt Staffordism, that toughness that a QB need, man. Because I know, there's plenty of times we done seen Matt Stafford and sound bites. Oh God. No, I'm good. Don't take me out. And it was good to see that, man. Maybe that's what Blau learned it from, man. The mental toughness that you got to have to play in this game, because this is a collision sport, and you collide with the best of them, the biggest and the best. So it's good to see that, man. And Dan Campbell, man, you could tell he's genuine. You could tell his emotion when he talking about players and he talking about guys that he got to cut and he got to let go. He almost got to cause he trying to hold back his emotion from getting teary-eyed, man. And that right there, that's genuine, man. That's something that can't be faked. That's something that he's not doing for Hard Knocks. Like, that's just Dan Campbell. And that just shows you how much the coach really care about the people, about the players, man, even though he know they're not gonna make the team. And that shows you how much the coaches are invested in the players and how they're actually getting that knowledge of being coached when coaches like that, man. And I didn't know, one thing I didn't know about Craig Reynolds was I didn't know that he was on exactly 4 teams in 4 years. I did not know that. And I did not know that he was about to become an insurance broker. I didn't know that. He was probably I can imagine him being on his way to his first day at work, and him getting a call like, "Hey, what's up, man? This is Brad Holmes. You want to be a Detroit Lion?" Hell yeah! And he like, and him whipping it back to Ford Field, man, or Allen Park, and yeah, man, that just lets you know, man, the story and why he working, why he runs so hard. Is because he don't want to go to the insurance firm, dog. He don't want it.
He was this close to being a new Jake from State Farm.
Man. Yeah, man, it's just that's special right there. That lets you know something, man. Another thing, man, the last thing I wanna get to, man, is Jared Goff. When they had that team, when they had the all-team practice, man, Jared Goff, man, fuck them damn coaches, man.
He was clowning. Showed the sense of humor. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that was funny. I was like, he clowning.
Right. It was good to see that the players took leadership. It wasn't like oh no, the coaches, what do we do? Like, everybody stepped up, and there's a leader for each position group, and they call stuff out, and they held it, and that just shows maturity of this young roster, because Jared Goff himself is still young.
Yeah, like 27.
So but all in all, man, I like the episode. I'm glad it got into that final week of roster cuts. It's kind of like the beginning. Then they're gonna caveat off of that next week, and hopefully they show some facial expressions. I know it's not funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, or they just show the process of how you find out that you don't make the team. Like, do you find out by looking on the NFL Network at the bottom, like Khalil Pimpleton? Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, or do they let you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, come here, bro. Let me talk to you for a minute.
But man, it's on the thing, man. We had it yesterday, man. And you hear it all the time, like, hey man, coach want to see you, you know what I'm saying, bring your playbook, or now it's probably bring your iPad with you, you know, so you can turn it in. And and I think the way you do it now, I mean, like, they ain't got to pack now. They probably got the equipment guys already packing their lockers up. Like when they get there, it's already packed.
When you leave the room.
It's already packed, man.
But that was it, man. That was my takes on it, man. And it was a good episode, man. Like you said, there were some things that we already knew that was kind of gonna play out, but it's also good to see the inside, man. And that's why you got Hard Knocks, man. So that was good, man.
I'm liking it, man. Hey, man, y'all know what to do, man. If y'all like the video, man, like the content, man, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. Y'all know what to do. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, what you waiting on, man? You keep coming back. You keep hollering at your boys, man. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content for us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. We are your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Now, let's get into that family discussion topic for today, man. It's like, what did you think of the Hard Knocks episode? Episode 4. Give us your thoughts. Let us know what you think about it right quick, man. And let's time to get into the next topic. Before we do that, man, y'all know what it is. It's time for the last and final Curt cap switch up, man. This is the final hat. This is the 2021 last season on field cap. I got the new ones coming. They coming, and I'll unbox them for you when I get them. So this is the 2021 home on field cap. This is the 2021 road one. I like this one a little bit better. I like the black with the, I like that little, with the gray and everything. But this is the home version. So, I gotta rock that. And I'm going to go ahead and reveal which cap I'm giving away. So, and we're going to do the questions on Free for All Friday. So you're tuning in to Free for All Friday. I have 3 or 4 questions for you to answer. The first ones to post them on our social media accounts. We'll get entered into the little thing so you can get the hat. It is a summer Detroit Lions cap. It's white. You see with the gray and everything like that. This is a flex fit cap. It has never been worn. I think I've only tried it on one time. It's fresh. You can see it. Nothing's in it. It's fresh. I will autograph the inside bill just in case you want to wear it. I ain't going to sign the front. So, say if you want to wear it, what I'm saying? I'm going to sign the inside bill, autograph cap, man, from your boy Curt Steele. And thank you guys for checking us out and what I'm saying, and being part of the Curt Cap Switch Up. But it's been an honor, man. Yeah, I know I still got so many caps, can't keep up with them, and I got more on the way because it's just something different I want to do for the show, and it's just something fun for me to kind of dig into a bag of hats to say, hey man, let's do something different and wear something different every day. So y'all know how I do it every April. I wear the autism awareness shirts for my son Curtis, the third, who has autism. But this is something different for you, for the fans right here, or the family. Excuse me, the Prowl Nation family right here in Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Man, I love doing it, man. So it's just stuff for you guys. So let's go ahead and pay some bills right now. Hey man, if you want to get some Lions gear, go to fanatics.com, man. Links in the description below. You know what it is, man. You go to the link in the description below. A portion of the proceeds from that link go to help us grow the content on this channel. If you want to hang out with us outside of the show, go to your favorite social media websites, man. They on the links on the screen. It's always good on Thursdays to go on over to my man LL's Instagram page because Thursdays get your palate wet, quench your thirst on Thursdays, my man LL over on the Instagram page. If you want to hang out with us on the best app for Lions fans, go to Lions Nation Unite, man. It's the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. You get to meet fans from all over the globe. All your favorite Detroit Lions content creators are right there in that app, man. So go ahead and check it out, man. The Gameday chat be on fire, man. Especially during the games, you get to hang out and chat with the crew. Our fans from all over the place, man. It's a great place, man. You can download the app in the Google, Android, or Apple app stores, or just go to Detroit Lions, LionsNationUnite.com, and go ahead and hang out right there on your web browser. If you want to see some stuff behind the scenes with us or just news about the team, go to DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com, man. Like I said, I got that article up about my man Michael Banks and his special honor in Canton. I mean, the guys in Canton, you want to check out the process, man, what happened, how he got there, man, go ahead and check out the article I wrote about him over there on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com. And while you're there, go ahead and click the link for it, lionsontheprowshop.com. Get yourself some Prowl Nation gear. And if you want some Lions Nation Unite gear, go to lnushop.com, man.
Sure.
Always game day in lnushop.com. And if you want to do what? If you're a Wolverine on Saturday and you are a Lion on Sunday, holla at my man, Coach Jones, down there, man. Links in the description to get yourself some Wolverine gear. So go ahead and check out my man doing big things over there on wolverine.com, man. You gotta know what it is, man. You gotta know how we do it. And if you want to support the American Cancer Society of Michigan, go on over to the link in the description and check out my man Lions Man link. The proceeds from that link go to help the Cancer Society research, man. I lost my mom to cancer. I lost my uncle to cancer. So that's always a big thing for me. So go ahead and check out my man, Lion Man, and his Roar Up gear down there in the link in the description as well. So let's get on with the rest of the show, man. I'm going to kick it to my man, Coach Jones. We got to talk about the roster cuts that happened yesterday. We finally got down to the 53-man roster. Coach Jones, you got the first set of cuts, man. Let us know who got cut yesterday by the Lions.
Yeah, so surprisingly, Bruce Hector got cut. I think we seen him early on in the final preseason game, which usually that means you got more of a chance to make the roster when they see you early on. He got cut. Surprisingly, this surprised the heck out of me, man. I don't see this is one move right here that I kind of question. Like, when GMs draft guys over free agents, you kind of be like, man, GMs be kind of sticking with their guys, man. And I kind of have a feeling like this is why, because there's nothing on the field that says they should have made this move, but they kept they cut Justin Jackson. Man, I think
that was for me, that the couple of fumbles he had, that the yardage disparity was big, but the fumble, they like, man, we can't trust this dude. Can't keep the ball in his hands. Okay,
his history, man. But
yeah,
and then another guy, Dan Skipper. We already know you practice team. We already know you ain't going too far. We already know what it is, man. We see with Allen Park. Maurice Alexander. He was a bubble guy. He was a guy like, could he make the roster? When we seen it, they only kept 5 wide receivers. We was looking on the roster like, okay, they might keep him there, but they cut him. And Cedric Boswell, that wasn't a surprise.
Get your ass out of here.
He wasn't on the first cuts. On the I don't even know how he survived. But then tight end Derek Deese, he was cut. You didn't really hear him. You didn't really see much of him, so you knew that was coming. Obina Eze, he's just too raw. He's way too raw of a talent, and we got too much experience on the offensive line for that. James Houston, another guy, he was a milk carton man, because I really didn't hear nothing about James Houston. Like there was something like early on in camp, but when you get later in camp and they don't say nothing about you, man, that's usually what that means. Guy won from Baruske. Man, they might practice squad him. Because he does have some return ability. He does have some, backup running back ability, even though we don't want it because he but that's what it is, man. And then last but not least for me is AJ Parker. That was a surprise. The fact that they kept Chase Lucas and Mike Hughes, I thought they would have kept one or the other. I thought it was either going to be Chase Lucas or Hughes, but they kept both. So hey, we got 6 corners, so it is what it is, man. But Curt, go on and tell them the rest of what happened yesterday, man, in that 53-man roster.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the rest of the guys, I don't think there was a really big surprises. Darren Paulo, I think he was a late addition. I really didn't see him making that roster. Now, here's a big surprise: Anthony Pittman. He was a last season he played a lot on the special teams. Like I believe he had like the most special team snaps. But you look at the depth or lack thereof, or just kind of like everyone's kind of meeting in the middle with the linebacker crew. That's kind of put him on the outs. You know, I know he's a local guy. Went to Wayne State. People rooting for him, but you look at it. I think Josh Woods may have outplayed him. And the thing we'll go back a little bit. The thing with AJ Parker, I just think that Chase Lucas, he just made a lot of plays in camp. Like he was always around the ball. So I think that's kind of put him on. And not saying this matters because it doesn't, you know, because it depends on how people are playing. AJ Parker was an undrafted free agent last year. Chase Lucas is a draft pick this year. And it shows why he got picked by the team, because he was always around the ball. All right. So those are the cuts. I finished up the last cuts, man. Let's get into, now we have some guys that got waive injured, right? So waive injured is the fact that they're waiving them, but if they don't get claimed, they revert to the team back on IR. So these guys, or if they come back to the team can just go ahead and outright release them with the injury settlement, and then they can go about their business. We got my man, the defensive lineman, Eric Banks. Who flashed in the preseason. Yeah. Here's the one, Trinity Benson, right? Trinity Benson got waived injured. Here's what I think what this is for me. I think Trinity Benson being waived injured is a move to kind of stash him. I haven't heard anything about him being hurt. That's a kind of move to kind of stash him, right? Because if he doesn't get claimed, we can go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, we can put him on the IR. We got 4 weeks to come back, or we can stick him on the practice squad. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, I would take Cephas over Trinity Benson any day of the week, and I think they did. But for me, I think this was just, you know, the first swing and a miss by Brad Holmes. Like he kind of swung and missed, and that happens. People would talk about, oh man, you know, he messed up. Dude, how many people are perfect in their job? Please sit your ass down, because it happens that every NFL GM tries to find a diamond in the rough, and it just doesn't work out from time to time. How many first-round draft picks don't work out? Come on, man. Calm your ass down. All you armchair GMs, please have a seat. All right. So, and with the rest of the guys we have on this wave, you got Jayshon Cornell. Man, that's not a surprise, man. He's been a milk carton guy since he's been in Detroit. Never get on the field. Kevin Jarvis, the guard, which I don't even know who the hell that guy is. So I will Kiki Palmer him, like, you know what I'm saying? I saw a picture of him, you know, that thing. I don't know this man. I'm sorry for him. I don't know who this man is. And then safety CJ Moore, man. He just was injured the whole camp, man. I like CJ Moore. He's a great special teams player. He's one of those guys. He's always around the ball when he's playing special teams, but he couldn't get healthy in camp. Hopefully he reverts to the IR. We can get him back on the roster once he gets healthy. But those are the wave injured guys. But like I said, man, the thing with Trinity Benson, man, it's just that first swing and a miss by Brad Holmes, man. Like that was, you know, making the trade for him. But the Lions still have plenty of draft capital going into next year's draft, man. We have 8 picks in the draft next year, including 2 in the first round. So I think we'll be all right. So, but all that being said, man, those are the final roster cuts from yesterday, man. This is one of those things you got to get rid of somebody. You can't keep all of them. It only could be 53, you know, and that's a hard job for those guys, man, to go from 90 to 53 in like 2 weeks. That's a tough task.
Yeah, it is.
And you know what I'm saying? For some guys, you know, they're not going to be on the roster, but you're going to see some of these guys on the practice squad. You're going to see it. I think a couple guys, I think Khalil Pimpleton may be a practice squad guy. But I definitely believe wholeheartedly that Obina Eze is going to be on our practice squad. And he's right.
Skipper's gonna be in practice.
He's right. Oh, Dan Skipper, Tom Kennedy, all them cats, the one that had the unlimited experience. You know, them old heads are gonna be on there. But you know, they are our de facto practice squad players, and we just bring them up when we need them and send them back down when we don't. But hey, man, if you like this content, man, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. I know what it is. We're trying to get to 4K, man. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you know when you get fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Yo, home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Man, now it's time for us to do my favorite thing. This is my favorite segment of the show. It's time for us to zip our lip and talk about what you had to say about the last show. It's time for the comment cards, baby, on this Hump Day Wednesday. First up, we got George Eagle in the building. He said no surprise as far as the players that got cut. I agree with you a whole 100% on the first day of cuts. I think they need to bring in another backup quarterback. Man, George Eagle, man. You know what? You right on time with that one because I think we need to bring in and watch the waiver wire, man. You know, it is what it is, man. Hey.
Yeah. Traverse City says, no, just the whole Traverse City, but Traverse City says, hey guys, I wonder what you think of quarterback Chris Streveler, if I'm saying his name right. Cut by the Jets. He had a good showing game 3. Should Lions pick him up?
Oh, go ahead and talk about that, LL, because I know you want to talk about this cat.
Go ahead. I thought you said you was, but I had heard some stuff. I heard some stuff about him. And I heard he was like the Grey Cup champion and things like that. He's like pretty big shit from Canada. I don't know very much of him, but from what I understand, he's at least if you Google his name, one of the articles that's gonna pop up is Chris Streveler, some best preseason ever or something like that. So he had a pretty good preseason. He's supposed to be pretty good. You know, he's got good size and good arm strength. And we got David Blau. I believe that we can give anybody a shot. So yeah.
Wow.
I ain't messing with you, dog. I ain't messing with you.
Granzier 12 says Bengals cut inside linebacker Carson Wells. He was a team captain at Colorado. He was projected a fifth to seventh round pick. I bring him in for a look. I think bringing him in for a look probably would have happened earlier in camp. I know, like he just got cut and stuff like that, man. But I don't know. You know, that maybe I can't. I'm not gonna knock it because I've never watched the guy. But hey, man, maybe they see something.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, man. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, my man Q says, "What's up, peeps?" The question I have is, will the Lions grab Carson Strong? I think they are second, or will they get a linebacker? I'm hoping they pick Strong. What do you think, Curt? No, it's possible. I would like to get a linebacker as well out there on the waiver wire. With us having the second waiver priority, I would rather us spend it on defense than offense. Maybe we can sign a guy from somewhere, but you know, you never know. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that we pick up a guy like Carson Strong or the other guy that we just talked about. So,
yeah. One thing, it says James Paisley, but I'm curious if the comment was in all them crazy ass letters that Cam Newton be typing in. It says, why are they so against kicking the tires on Cam Newton or Willis? If we can stomach bulls, we can check anybody. Third round, we're going to be sorry about Willis. I'm not so sure we'll be sorry about Willis. Even though he's looked okay in preseason, I'm not so sure we're going to be that sorry about Willis. But Cam Newton, man, I think Cam Newton might want to retire himself.
Yeah. And the thing about Willis, man, he went when he's supposed to get. And you have to think about it like this. I think about it, and I hear what y'all saying about Willis, man. But Willis is doing that thing against third, fourth string, second string guys. Man, yeah. Oh,
Thing is, Malik Willis went to the most perfect spot that he could go to. He went to a run-heavy offense. So Malik Willis got lucky, I think. Shaman says, I let out a sigh of relief watching the show today when I heard Tim Boyle is gone.
I'll pick that for you, Coach Mike.
Pop my I feel so fresh and so clean. He said, now Blau has to go. As far as the rest of the cuts on today's show, it doesn't surprise me. I'm slightly bummed out about Kennedy leaving, though. Yeah, he was like a Camp Darling. I think the stats and all that stuff, man. But you know, it was preseason, man. I don't know if he can do that against ones.
So someone said that he is the current Zach Zenner. Like he's always the darling of the team. Remember Zach Zenner was like darling. Everybody wanted Zach Zenner. I think he's the new Zach Zenner with with Tom Kennedy, man. But you never know, man. He's sticking around like a bad rat. If he don't get claimed on waivers, you know what I'm saying. He'll be back in the building, man, and the practice squad. You know how I go, man. That dude don't never go nowhere. He has a permanent residence in Michigan, man. He ain't going nowhere.
All right.
But yeah, man. With all that being said, man, hey, man, thank you guys for checking us out right here on Detroit Lions of the Prowl, man. Now it's time for everyone else's favorite segment of the show, according to you guys, especially Grand 012. It's time to dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites. Custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Go ahead and check her out in the Facebook page on the link in the description below. If you don't do Facebook, just put in Delightful Bites over on TikTok or Instagram, man, and see all that beautiful dessert footage. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. All right. First of all, again, like I said, man, it is hard to see players get cut, man, because their football dream is over and they're losing a job. I mean, like getting, like my man, and it ain't funny, but it's like my man Smokey said, man, how you getting fired on your day off? Because you're not in the building getting practice, man, but you're getting fired on your day off pretty much. I mean, but here's a big thing, man. Two guys that I want to go ahead and shout out, man. 7th round draft pick Chase Lucas and undrafted free agent Demetrius Taylor. Congratulations on them two guys for making the 53-man roster, man. That's what's up, man. And one other guy we talked about yesterday, Coach Mike, and we kind of hard on him. We say he needs to step it up or he needs to be gone, was Logan Stenberg. Logan Stenberg made that 53-man roster.
I told you.
We talking about 8 guys yesterday. It was 9 offensive linemen. So congratulations to Logan Stenberg for making the 53-man roster as well, man. Hey, that's your dessert. Mr. Nasty's in the building. That's your dessert with your man Curt. Brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. All right, man. Let's go ahead and take a walk on over to the Wall of Fame right quick. All right, first up, we got my man Brian Stover in the building. He's always clowning, man. You got Sage Roberts, Dan Spano, and Bob Korosky. Man, you got my man. He is the king of everything because he's the everything king. Then we have silver members. We got my man Cap Ice Cold, John Martin, and Henry Wallace is in the building. Man, y'all know what today is. It's Wednesday. That means it is Gold Members Meeting Day at 3 p.m. Go ahead and check the community tab for the link for today's meeting. We got Mr. Reliable Michael Huck is going to be in the building. Man, Larry McQuiston came through, on a flash last week, man. Good to see you, my man. We got Dominic Davis. We got Paul Jarose, the jazzy one, man. We got Jess and the D and the Doctor, Dr. Detroit. He is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click that join now button in the description. Now it's time for final thoughts for today's show. My man, my mellow, get on the mic because you eat jello. Come on, my man, LL, holla at your boy. Tell me what you got to your final thoughts on this hump day, baby.
Yeah. Well, just a couple of things. We from the episode, I forgot to mention when I was going over. We got to hear and see more than we have of Big Bad Brad Holmes. I like this hearing his voice, like hearing it. I feel like he spoke very intently. I think he gave he conveyed his thoughts pretty nicely, and we've seen some of that in the cut. But of course, like always, have a great Wednesday. This is normally Dollar Combs Day, thanks Dollar Combs. But a real quick fuck you to what's his name? Kirk Herbstreit. Shut the hell up. Yeah, everybody. I get sick and tired of some of these people and what they got to say about these NIL deals because there's always a lot of coded ass language in there. If you know what I'm trying to say, it was just some of their dislike for this. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I haven't heard a real case against it that makes sense to me, and this kind of reminds me of a meme out there. It's a meme. The meme was actually dealing with the recent student loan forgiveness for some people, but it says like it's a group of people that's tied to the tracks. Well, it's 2 groups of people that's tied to the tracks. One group has already been ran over by the train, and the train is coming for the other group. And then some people are standing right next to the people that's still tied down, and they're saying, "Well, we can't untie them because that'd be unfair to the people that's already been ran over." That's how a lot of y'all people sound with all this about the NIL deals and all this other stuff because of how it happened back in the day. Shut up. That ain't how it's happening no more. Get you some money.
Thank you. I like that. All I gotta say is Josh Johnson, Jeff Driscoll, Nate Sudfeld, Will Greer, Cooper Rush. Bring them in, man. All of them. And see who works out. And see if David Blau is better. And then we'll have our backup quarterback.
Okay, for real, for real. All right. With all that being said, man, it's Wednesday, hump day, baby, man. Yeah, I know how we get down. The Gold Members meet today at 3 p.m., man. It's just one of those things, man. We're gonna have some good time. So come through and check it out, man. If you want to upgrade your membership on the Wall of Fame to the Gold Members, go ahead and do so, man, and come and hang out with us at 3 p.m., man. It's always a good time with the crew over there in the Gold Members meeting. For today, the final roster. Think about this. I want you to remember this. The final roster hasn't set yet. It's not set. Even the guys that made it, some of these guys won't be on the final 53-man roster. Mm-hmm. And then even within the season, when you have guys coming back from injury, some of those guys they gotta have a place for those guys. So some of the guys are gonna get, released down the line. But congratulations to those guys who made the initial 53-man roster. And we'll be going over the 53-man roster tomorrow on our show. That's what our main focus for tomorrow is to kind of go position group by position group and break down what we see on the offense and defense, so you guys can see what we think about who made the roster. So, because we told you what we thought about who got cut, so let's talk about what we think about who made the roster. So you know what it is. So tune in, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow, man. It's gonna be fun. But preseason's over, camp is over. It's time to get to business, man. 2 weeks, we got Philly in the building, man. So I am so happy with that. But it's Wednesday. I know you've had at least 7-8 meetings that could have been emails or Slack messages, man. Just keep grinding through it, man. It's Wednesday. You're on a downward trajectory right now, man. Think about this. Half the week is gone and the other half is to go. So you can go ahead and get through it, man. If you're feeling overwhelmed at work, man, take a step back, take a deep breath, man, and refocus and get back at it. If you need help, go ahead and ask for it, because asking for help is a sign of strength and not weakness, especially when it comes to your mental health. And September is Mental Health Awareness Month, man. So if you need to get their mentals checked out, go and see somebody, a professional, to go ahead and get those things settled for yourself, man. Thank you for joining us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. So get this napkin, because I know you had yourself some dollar conies today. You know what I'm saying? Walk them onions, the mustard off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.